Still no verdict in the Kyle Rittenhouse trial as day 4 of deliberations will continue here in about 90 minutes starting at 9 o'clock. Ion Main, an assistant professor at UW Law School, joining us to talk about this week's developments. Good morning.
Morning, Suzanne. How you doing?
Doing well. Thank you so much. Day 3 of deliberations ended with a juror asking to take instructions home. Walk us through how the judge responded. And do you believe the judge could be opening himself up to criticism for that move?
Yeah, I mean, the judge has a lot of discretion here. He's very protective of the jury. He wants to make sure that the jury is able to get all the information that the jury needs. So I don't see this as particularly a problem. The only issue that it raises is whether or not it somehow encourages jurors to start doing their own research as to what terms mean and things like that, because they have more access to the internet and other sources. But you know, that's something that we always worry about and are concerned about, but we can find out through jury polling, or if it is referred to, the judge or someone else by another juror, that a fellow juror has engaged in practices that we would deem improper. But at the same time, it's balanced against the fact that we want to make sure that the jury really understands what they're supposed to do and understands the law. And so the judge's, decision is understandable.
Jurors have been going until about, starting at 9 o'clock this morning until about 4 or 5, seemingly about every day. And from my understanding, the judge has kind of allowed the jurors to decide how long they want to go in a given day. Do you believe that we're reaching a point where he may ask them to stay past that 4 or 5 o'clock mark?
Yeah, usually that happens if the jury is somewhat close to a decision, or in those situations where the judge thinks that if the jury stays however late into the day that they can finish this up. That is, we're way past that point with this case. It would be fairly random that this is because it's a Friday, we're going to push it and we expect any more. Those kind of going late into the day kind of things are usually on those decisions that are made that day. And here it's just a long process. So this judge is really protective of this jury and usually, as we've noticed, just checks in with the jury to see how they feel about certain options. And he'll generally follow their kind of feeling about it. Like if they don't want to stay late, it seems like he's just going to respect that. And I haven't seen yet anything about this judge that would kind of go against that kind of philosophy that he's been broadcasting.
What are the rules surrounding when deliberations can take place? As obviously it's a Friday, so as we inch closer toward the weekend, Thanksgiving week with the holiday itself and the day after. How do you handle kind of just having conflicts like that?
Yeah, I mean, jurors have to take breaks here and there, and if there's a particular time period because of holidays that can be obviously respected by the judge and permit the jury to take a break and come back. But there's obviously issues there, as you pointed out, because it's just a lot more opportunities to talk about the case, which they're not supposed to do. And this is a place where attorneys have to live all the time, in the sense that we can't talk about the case in many respects, even though we're deep into a case, even though that's the central thing in our life for the last 2 or 3 weeks, say for these attorneys, they're not able to do it. So it's not something that is unfamiliar to those of us in the law. And so it does present some risks, but it also, people need a break and need to spend time on holidays with their family. So.
And I'm going to put you on the spot and ask you the question that, everyone has some thoughts on, but whether they have the right answer or not. I mean, the fact that the jury, we didn't hear many questions from them yesterday. Do you have any insight as to, does it feel like they could be getting closer to a decision?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm so sorry. I mean, none of us really know. I don't know if the jury knows. So that's one of those things where I imagine if you asked the jury, we'd get a better answer than you get from me, but I'm not sure they actually know, given the dynamics inside the jury box, right? So, or the jury room, because if they're really at an impasse, but they're still trying to work things out, it could be another couple of days if they're really focused on trying to come in with a decision despite an impasse. And so from their point of view, they really don't know.
Yeah, and it's clear that as we enter another day of deliberations, that decision is still on the table. Ayan Main with UWM, thank you so much for joining